Somewhere on Earth, millions of people are scratching at an iron wall. They have been digging, relentlessly, every single day for thousands of years. To find the origin of this prison, we have to look back to antiquity. Ancient Islamic texts speak of a righteous, world-traveling king named Zul-Qarnayn. During his expeditions, he reached a remote valley sandwiched between two mountains. The locals there were desperate, pleading for protection from two savage, destructive tribes known as Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Instead of offering magic, Zul-Qarnayn utilized advanced engineering. He organized a massive project to physically lock away the chaos. The gap between the mountain slopes was immense, estimated at 30 meters wide. Filling it required a structure capable of supporting its own massive weight. This analysis of the wall's construction notes the severe challenge of bulk thermal assembly. To bridge the mountains, Zul-Qarnayn commanded the workers to stack massive blocks of iron, known as Zubar al-Hadid, to form a solid core. As detailed in section 4.2 of this paper, the project faced a thermal deadlock. Ancient furnaces could only reach about 1300 degrees Celsius, well below the melting point of iron. Zul-Qarnayn used copper as the solution. Workers blasted the iron blocks with bellows to incandescence, then poured molten copper over the assembly. Acting as a liquid binder, it flowed into microscopic voids through capillary action. Once solidified, it locked the blocks into a single, seamless monolith, impossible to scale or pierce. Zul-Qarnayn viewed the finished structure as a temporary mercy from God. He warned his people that eventually, the wall would be leveled to dust. Satellites have mapped every square inch of the globe, yet no one has ever spotted a 30-meter-wide mountain of iron and copper. Islamic theology suggests the barrier's location is deliberately veiled by divine decree, keeping it hidden from human perception until the end of time. Behind that veil, the tribes of Ya'juj and Ma'juj remain in a state of constant effort. They dig at the barrier every day, scraping away the iron until they can almost see the rays of the sun. Every evening, just before they break through, their leader commands them to stop and finish the work tomorrow. He omits the phrase, Inshallah, if God wills. Because they do not submit their intentions to divine will, they return the following morning to find the hole sealed and the wall miraculously restored to its full thickness. They repeat this cycle every day, year after year. The horde remains trapped as much by their own arrogance as by the thousands of tons of metal. This cycle ends in the prophetic future, occurring shortly after the descent of Prophet Isa, Jesus, and the defeat of the Antichrist. On that day, the leader of the tribes will finally say, "We will finish tomorrow, inshallah." The very next morning, the hole remains exactly as they left it, and the massive wall finally breaches. Billions of individuals pour through the gap, swarming down from every elevation. The texts state there will be 999 of them for every one human, creating a force no military on Earth can stop. This is the Sea of Galilee, also known today as Lake Tiberias. The sheer volume of the horde is so immense that the first wave of Ya'juj and Ma'juj will drink this entire basin dry. When the last stragglers pass by, they will remark that there used to be water here. With human strength proving useless, Prophet Isa and the remaining believers abandon combat and flee into the mountains for survival. Ya'juj and Ma'juj begin shooting arrows into the sky. When the weapons return covered in blood, they believe they have defeated the forces of heaven. Meanwhile, Prophet Isa and his followers are besieged and starving on Mount Tur. They turn away from their surroundings and pray for divine deliverance. God abruptly ends the impossible siege with the Nagaf, a terrifying, microscopic worm that rapidly infects the necks of the horde. The entire army drops dead simultaneously, falling like a single soul until their bodies cover the earth. Giant birds carry the bodies away, and torrential rains wash the planet until the ground shines like a mirror. The story suggests that human engineering, no matter how precise, is only a servant to divine decree. Real security is tied to a power far beyond the strength of iron or the ingenuity of kings.